Welcome to Virtual Learning Network. Foundation course in Science and Technology, session number 16, the changing environment. The topics that will be covered in this session are pollution, impact of technology on environment, impact of population increase on environment, natural resources, energy, a non-conventional renewable resource, exploration of resources. So the first point that we have to discuss is pollution. The waste materials that causes pollution are of two types. Those first that remain in an unchanged form of a long time for a long time and are known as persistent pollutants, and those that break down into simple products and are known as non-persistent pollutants. If this breakdown process is facilitated by living organisms, then such pollutants are referred to as biodegradable pollutants. You can see a picture of air pollution here. Here some industrial plants are shown, power plants are shown, a plane is flying, and there is one road shown on which you can see these automobiles are running. So all these plants, power plants, automobiles are causing air pollution because they are emitting very harmful and very dangerous gases which are really not good for our environment. Air pollution: the burning of coal, wood, diesel, oil, kerosene, petrol, etc. produces the following 5 categories of pollutants. And what are these pollutants? First one is carbon monoxide. The second one is hydrocarbons. Third is particulates, sulfur dioxide, and nitrogen oxides. So these are the pollutants basically in the air, and they do not let the air be fresh. Now we see that how air pollution is polluting with these 3 components, that is carbon monoxide, that is produced when organic materials such as gasoline, coal, charcoal and trash are incompletely burnt. The automobiles emit a variety of hydrocarbons, and these are a group of organic compound consisting of carbon and hydrogen. That particulates constitute the third category of air pollutants. These are mostly fine carbon particles formed by the combustion of fossil fuels. Air pollution again, that sulfur dioxide is a compound containing sulfur and oxygen and is produced when fossil fuels are contaminated by sulfur or they are burnt. Oxides of nitrogen. The primary source of nitrogen oxide is automobile engines. Oxides of nitrogen react with other compounds to produce photochemical smog. So this is going to be really harmful for our environment. अगर हम ऑटोमोबाइल इंजन्स की बात करते हैं, so we see कि जो नाइट्रोजन के ऑक्साइड्स हैं या सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड है, All these are main pollutants in the air, and they are polluting the air at a very rapid pace. Air pollution. Number 5, photochemical smog. That is a secondary pollutant that results when the two pollutants, nitrogen oxide and hydrocarbons, found in automobile exhausts, and that reacts with one another in the presence of sunlight to produce nitrogen dioxide, ozone, and compound that is called PAN, which then appears as yellowish brown haze. Means जब भी हम photochemical smog sky में देखना चाहें, so it is in that yellowish brown haze. Means a kind of yellowish brown haze you can see in the sky, and that will be known as photochemical smog. Air pollution, again, acidic rain. A side effect of air pollution is acidic rain. Sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxides react with water in atmosphere to give rise to sulfuric acid and nitric acids. And the pH value of acid rain depends on concentration of sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide in the atmosphere. The pH value of acid rain varies from 5.6 to as low as 3, which makes it almost as acidic as vinegar. अगर हम बात करें इस एसिडिक रेन की, दैट इज नोन एज अम्लीय वर्षा, इसको हम अम्लीय वर्षा के नाम से भी जानते हैं. सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड, नाइट्रोजन ऑक्साइड जब पानी से एटमॉस्फेयर में रिएक्ट करते हैं तो सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड और नाइट्रिक एसिड बनते हैं, और ये उस रेन की एसिडिक वैल्यू, दैट मीन्स द पीएच वैल्यू, उसको बढ़ा देते हैं, जो कि 5.6 से लेकर 3.02 और 01 तक जा सकती है, और जो कि उस एसिडिक रेन को, उस वाटर को विनेगर जितना एसिडिक या अम्लीय बनाती है. Weather. A rise in surface temperature of land and water due to that's what is called the greenhouse effect, and it is predicted. A greenhouse is a glass house often used in cold weather to grow plants of warmer climates, and it works on the same principle. The greenhouse has glass walls, and the glass prevents all the heat inside the house from being lost to atmosphere. Weather. The Earth's temperature will be lowered because of increasing number of suspended particles in the air, coming not only from soil erosion and dust, but also because of soot and smoke from industries, fires in forests, automobiles, or from bombs and other weapons that is used during hostilities and wars. The cold will destroy crops and vegetation and starve and kill all animals everywhere on planet Earth. So you can see that Earth's atmosphere is absorbing heat, and how it is emitted by that smoke from that industries, fires in forests. इसके अलावा ऑटोमोबाइल्स और बॉम्ब्स से भी इस तरह का एमिशन आता है, जो हमारे अर्थ को, हमारी पृथ्वी को गर्म करता है, and that leads to particular phenomena is known as global warming. Now, depletion of ozone layer. The foremost reason is that the widespread usage of chlorofluorocarbons, that is known as CFC also, and chlorofluorocarbons are very stable and accumulate in atmosphere where they react with ozone. And nitrogen oxides also play a significant role in ozone destruction. अगर हम ओजोन लेयर के डिप्लेशन की बात करें, सो वी हैव टू नो, हमें सबसे पहले ये जानना जरूरी है कि ओजोन के साथ CFC यानी कि क्लोरोफ्लोरोकार्बन्स रिएक्ट करते हैं और रिएक्ट करने के बाद उस ओजोन लेयर, उस ओजोन की परत में छेद कर देते हैं. दैट इज वेरी हार्मफुल. कंट्रोलिंग एयर पोल्यूशन. हाउ वी कैन कंट्रोल इट? डेवलप transport of a very different kind, perhaps electrically operated cars and two-wheelers rather than those burning petrol, or make the automobile industry developed devices with, and that could be fitted to vehicles to minimize the discharge of pollutants. Particulates generated largely by industries can be controlled by scrubbers, the changing environment, precipitators and filters. Controlling air pollution. Number 2, the amount of smoke emanating from kitchens can be minimized by the use of smokeless chulhas, solar cookers and biogas. अगर हम सोलर कुकर, स्मोकलेस चूल्हा और बायोगैस का इस्तेमाल करें तो हम इस तरह के एमिशन से, हार्मफुल एमिशन से बच सकते हैं. And to control sulfur dioxide, one is to change from high sulfur to low sulfur fuel, such as natural gas, oil or nuclear fuel. The other possibility is to remove sulfur from fuel before the use. Water pollution. The pollution of fresh water is one of the most serious environmental problems of the world as a whole. And according to an estimate, nearly 2/3 of all illness in India is related to waterborne diseases such as typhoid and hepatitis, etc. Now in this picture you can see the sources of water pollution: crop dusting, industrial waste, nuclear reactor, fertilizer runoff, acid rain from mines. Now, eutrophication. Materials such as sewage or organic wastes greatly increase the productivity of waters and cause algae to grow in abundance, so that sometimes the water surface gets entirely covered by algae, and this is called algal bloom. The death of this algae promotes to the growth of a very large decomposer to population. The decomposers and the algae cause decreased amount of oxygen available to fish or fishes, ultimately causing them to die. Soil pollution. You can see in this picture that how soil is polluted. Excretion. These are layers of excretions. Noise pollution. Sound is an important means of communication, but high levels of noise could damage hearing and cause deterioration in capacity to concentrate on work. इससे हमारा ध्यान बिगड़ जाता है अगर हम बहुत ज़्यादा शोर गुल के बीच काम कर रहे हैं तो. And noise is referred to as unwanted sound that is usually unpleasant. The loudness of noise is measured in decibels. The noise pollution differs significantly from air, soil and water pollution as it decays almost instantaneously and leaves no residues. Pollution due to radiations, that is another hazard. ये एक बड़ा खतरा है सभी कंट्रीज के लिए. Hazards of nuclear radiations are extremely serious because they upset the genetic makeup of the living beings. Environmental pollution from nuclear radiations is increasing rapidly due to proliferation of nuclear power plants. Whenever nuclear explosions occur, radioactive particles are carried to great distances by air currents. The radioactive material eventually settles on Earth and then taken up from the soil by plants. Impact of technology on environment. The developments in technology have made our life easy and comfortable, but it has happened at the cost of environment. Pollution from the industries has caused maximum damage to environmental quality. Political and technological ambitions have led to the dangerous arms race, which is not confined to the two big powers only. Even the production and testing of armaments affect environment. Impact of technology on environment, that we all know about the Bhopal disaster, और जिसे हम भोपाल गैस त्रासदी के नाम से जानते हैं, जो दिसंबर 1984 में हुआ था. इसमें मिथाइल आइसोनेट लीक हुई और इसमें हजारों लोग अपनी जान से हाथ धो बैठे. The impact of technology on environment. Number 3, Chernobyl disaster. This disaster that has happened in Ukraine, that is in USSR, has highlighted the danger of nuclear radiation on April 26, 1986. और हाल ही में हुआ फुकुशिमा प्लांट में radiation. That is one of the cluster of 4 power reactors got overheated and is reported to have melted. As a result, radioactive material from this reactor evaporated and spread into the atmosphere. So now we can see the impact of population increase on environment. The reasons for the tremendous increase in population in our country are economic backwardness, illiteracy, socio-cultural attitudes, and the increasing difference between death and birth rate. Now a growing number of people are becoming aware of the critical state of our environment, and that is hoped that the use of modern technology and educating people would take us towards the preservation and improvement of environment. What are the natural resources that we have? The resources जिसे हम संसाधन कहते हैं, the resources or the wealth nature has bestowed on us are essential for civilized living, and therefore they have to be wisely used. And our resources are basically of 2 kinds, that is renewable and non-renewable. Some of the resources of the earth are replaced from time to time by natural multiplication, as for example is vegetation. These resources are inexhaustible and are therefore called renewable resources. There are some other resources such as minerals, which once used are lost forever. They cannot be regenerated. For example, petrol gets burnt up and cannot be recovered, and these are known as non-renewable resources. So the picture shows the renewable sources where they are actually located. In this map you can see water resources and forest resources as well. Non-renewable resources that we can see in this picture, these are land resources, soil resources, mineral resources, and of course oceanic resources. So in this map you can see in which part they are found. Energy, a non-conventional renewable resource. Solar energy, first of all, that is a non-conventional renewable resource of energy. ऊर्जा का एक बड़ा स्रोत है सूर्य, जिससे हमें एक एनर्जी का ऐसा स्रोत मिलता है, ऊर्जा का ऐसा स्रोत मिलता है जो रिन्यूएबल है, जिसको हम दोबारा से प्राप्त कर सकते हैं. Energy, a non-conventional renewable resource, that is wind energy. Wind flow can be harnessed to obtain mechanical energy for fetching water from the wells or from rivers. Once the windmill is turning due to force of wind, it may as well run a generator to get electrical energy. Energy, a non-conventional renewable source. Wave and tidal energy, first of all. Waves and tides are another source of energy which is perpetual and can be converted into electrical energy. Geothermal energy. Hot water and superheated steam of hot springs are natural phenomena and can be used to generate electricity. Then the last one, that is atomic energy. The energy of the atom had already been unleashed in the form of a bomb. Efforts were made to release atomic energy in a controlled manner. The device used for this purpose is called an atomic reactor. Of course, this is another form of renewable resource, energy of that renewable resource, that is biogas. Cattle dung is used for the production of biogas, which is used for cooking. Water weeds like water hyacinth, water lettuce, salvia, hydrilla, duckweeds, algae are found to be useful supplement to the cattle dung. And biogas can be used not only as cooking gas, it can also be used to raise steam, which can be used for running engines or machines in the factories or for running turbines to generate electricity. Methods of exploration of resources. Exploration of resources involves complex techniques which depend on the physical, chemical and biological properties of a particular resource. In our country, much of the exploration is done by analysis of photographs taken from aircraft or spacecraft and other data supplied by sensors mounted on these vehicles by a method that is called remote sensing. Conventional methods. The discovery of minerals or of petroleum was purely accidental, and people used to know about the hidden treasures of the earth when they used to dig out land for water or for construction of houses. While tilling land, the farmers struck luck and discovered precious metals and minerals. And many techniques are used for systematic exploration of the hidden resources, that is drilling or digging. Remote sensing method. There is a method through that you means very remotely from a remote area you just sense objects like soil, water from a remote place. And this technique not only enables us to locate various resources but also helps us to know about their quantity and quality. And the simplest device that could be used, that is a camera, television camera, that could be mounted on satellites, and They could take pictures showing details of clouds, water, forest, buildings on the earth. Remote sensing resources. Radio waves of shortest known wavelengths are called gamma rays. These are given off by atoms of several elements, and the ground soil sends out gamma rays which can be picked up by detectors in the aeroplanes or satellites. And this emission is affected by the presence of moisture or water in the soil, and hence it can be easily detected whether or not the soil holds water. Then survey of vegetation cover. The forests of deciduous trees which shed leaves in a certain season can be easily identified with the help of pictures taken from the spacecraft, especially during autumn when the deciduous trees shed leaves and there is no snowfall as yet to conceal the vegetation. And that vegetation cover can be surveyed by measuring and analyzing the infrared reflection or with the help of photographs. And you can see the types of resource maps, that is soil map, mineral map, hydrological map, snow cover maps, and the resource mapping. At the end of the session, you have 2 questions to do yourself. List some renewable and non-renewable resources and explain different types of pollution. Thanks. That's all for the session. We learning, happy learning.